All right. I wanted to share with y'all a study about meditation that I came across. I found it to be very important, and I've not seen this information on YouTube, so I wanted to go ahead and share it with you. They looked at behaviors, specifically the behaviors of children, which I think is good because a lot of times with adults, we kind of learn in life that, people will accept me or something if I behave a certain way. And by the way, I read this in a book called, this study came from a book called Happiness by Matthew Ricard, which I find to be a very important, not just a good book, but also an important book. But either way, like I was saying, looking at the behaviors of kids, I think is a better way of approaching the study because, like I was saying, with adults, we kind of learn through life that if we behave a certain way, that we'll be accepted or, at least possibly that could play into it. But anyways, they looked at the behaviors of these kids, and what they found was that kids that kind of, you bring them into a room full of strangers, they're more likely to walk up to you. They're more likely to play with toys that you put out in front of them. They're more likely to, be approachable or, less fearful, more, laughing and carrying on. And, the other group of kids, a lot of them would just kind of cling to their mothers, and they wouldn't come and, interact with the person or the toy or, whatever it was. And so that was a consistent finding that with these two groups of people, that one was more active in the left prefrontal cortex of the brain, and the other was more active with the right prefrontal cortex of the brain. So they brought in these people for this study, and they brought in skilled meditators, people that have been meditating for 10, 15, 30, 40,000 hours of meditation, which to me is actually a pretty mind-blowing amount of meditation. I cannot get my head around, the thought of doing that much meditation. But that's something that, these people have just done it throughout their entire life as monks or, whatever. So they brought in another group of people who didn't do meditation, and they looked at, the comparison between their brainwave activities in the left prefrontal cortex. And what they found was that the people who had done, obviously the people that have done the thousands of hours of meditation, they had activity in the left prefrontal cortex that was actually, markedly much higher than the other group of people, the people that didn't meditate. I mean, it was so vastly different. I can't even recall all the specific wording. I ended up giving that book away, but if I had it in front of me, then I'd go refer back to it. It's chapter 16 of that book, if you ever get a chance to read it. But like I said, the book is powerful, and what this guy's come to understand about how people think and how they feel is pretty impressive. But either way, that study in and of itself was just a solid finding, another solid finding in favor of meditation. And there's an incredible amount of stuff out there. I'm not even going to begin to go into all of it with you, but it all goes in the direction of saying that it's a positive thing for sure.